So we're on. Stephane, hello. We're now going to a totally different, well, at least a different technology and a different part of the energy market and to agroenergy. So the stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, as Dirk said, I'm going to talk to you about something very unsexy, heating. We've seen lots of sexy ventures, sexy things like Dirk doing a striptease today. Now I'm going to talk to you about heating. Heating and specifically biomass heating. So we at Agronergy has a very clear mission. We want to use agricultural waste, cereal waste, in order to heat buildings, like this building or maybe the train station across Ostbahnhof, and we want to make it simple and cost-effective, competitive. Okay? You probably, we've seen yesterday and today examples about classical, the main frame solutions for renewable energy, wind, solar, etc. That represents every day 2.7 million barrels of oil equivalent per day. Something you probably don't know is that biomass and agro waste, so waste from agriculture, represents 1.1 million barrels of oil equivalent per day. So that's 40% of the total sources of renewable energy worldwide. So biomass is not something that is very prominent in the renewable energy, but it's a huge potential. Now, what do? We transform waste from agriculture into pellets. So I told you it was not very sexy what I do. So this is an unsexy plastic bag, and in it you see waste from wheat, okay? It comes from a peasants' cooperative, 50 kilometers from Paris, and they have about 10,000 tons per year of this that they don't use at all, they cannot use, or very little. In Germany, you can use it in methane generation, but it's not very effective. So we take this, and we turn it into pellets. You probably know about wood pellets. What we do is Agropellets. It's made 80% of this, a little bit of seeds, and a little bit of additives, chemical additives. The pellets that we do have the same calorific power as wood pellets. They are very similar, and they burn correctly. And in order to make wood burn correctly, it's very easy. You just shred it and compact it, and you get a wood pellet. In order to get an agricultural pellet to burn, you need to do much more complicated things because those cereal byproducts have a lot of sulfur, they possibly could be acidic, they have a lot of ashes. So in order to have a good agro-pellets, you need to have the right mix, okay, and create an additive that will control the combustion. And that's what we do. So to explain it simple, to actually achieve this took us 5 years in R&D. And we now have workable with the first company, I think, in Europe to have more than 3 working boilers working with agro-pellets. What is the benefit? Why do that? Simply because of costs. I mean, of course, it's renewable, it's sustainable, it's recycling local waste, but it's also cost competitive. The cost of per megawatt hour of heating is about 20% cheaper than with wood, okay? And obviously cheaper than fuel or propane gas. So we already have 5 boilers running. Our solution is already working. We heat a greenhouse near Lyon in France. We heat an apartment block of 24 apartments in Paris, and we heat a swimming pool in the region of Paris. So we have a solution that works, that is disruptive, that is unique. We are the front runner in that field. We are not the only ones, but we are the only ones with more than 2 boilers in operation. And we gain a lot of expertise and experience through that. What do we want to do now? Well, we want to expand. We want to, from our 3 boilers, we want to have 10 in a year and 30 in 2 years. For that, we need funds. We already have raised about, altogether with KIC InnoEnergy grants, about 500K. Now we're looking of around 1 million. 1/3 of that is already secured, and so we're looking for investors in the area of 500 to 1 million investment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stephane. And as you mentioned, you were part of the incubator or the accelerator highway program. What have you learned during the last months and years? Because there were some very technical things you've done, basically.
Yeah, basically, we've learned real life. As I said, it's been 5 years in development. There's a patent about this Agropellets, and it works very well in a lab. But to really make it work in real life is a hell lot more complicated. So we've learned about maybe 10 or 20 different topics, how to use it in real life so that it becomes as easy for a building manager to heat his building with agropellets as he would do with fuel or gas. I think that's really what we've learned. And specifically, it's about ash management. It's about the chemical reactions in the boilers, how they will impact the aging of the boilers, because it can create acid fumes, so you need to reduce that. It's a lot of, I would say, real-life experience, really.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And now you're looking for the next funding, as you mentioned. Again, the question, if you have some wishes for free, you have customers, you have the first funding, what kind of an investor should enter your company?
One who is interested in something disruptive, who is interested in something unsexy, like heating, and biomass. If you're only looking into applications on smartphones, that would not be a good investor for us, but someone who's maybe a long-term industrial age, because the next step of that is to use those pellets in big heating generations, 20, 30 megawatts, and cogeneration. So something industrial.
So perhaps somebody from the corporate ventures could be interested also. Is there some more question? If not, thanks a lot.
No, there's a question.
Oh, sorry. It's just...
Typically for these, I guess, larger scale commercial systems, which you seem to be targeting, there's the whole theme of feedstock consistency and security of supply for 20 years, whatever. Given variability in agricultural waste, how do you manage all, and particularly over 20 years, how do you manage that aspect?
It's a very good question. Do you have 1 minute or 1 hour to answer?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
1 second.
Basically, wood, when you talk about biomass, wood is a problem because the supply is actually only one product, and there's tension in Europe already. In our case, you can source from 200 separate products. So you're able to adapt year after year to different sources, okay, maybe wheat, colza, corn. And our target is to have a uniform product that meets the European norm, and that's going to be the same, behave the same, or almost the same in combustion, whatever are the sources.
Okay, so much more flexible in sourcing.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, Stephane.
Thank you.